ever.
Here with Coach Danny Struck after the first day of Greco here at the Cadet Worlds. U.S. had 5 entries. We won some matches, but we only had one guy that was eligible to repechage after losses, and that was Taylor Lamont. Talk a little bit about his day. A win over Belarus, a loss to Russia, and then really tough 1-point loss to Romania in the repechage. Tell us about how he competed and what that was.
In his first match against Belarus, he looked great, came out scoring. I believe he hit a real nice headlock, maybe even 2 to get through that match. But looked really good, was attacking. I think maybe he got scored on once when a guy came back around the backside on a headlock. But so he came out real strong. The Russian kid was real tough, big kid. The Russian kid's in the finals, so he had a quality loss there. I think sometimes we try to, I don't know what we're thinking. We go up against Russia and we need to know we can beat those guys, but he wrestled real hard. Russian kid made it to the finals, so it pulled him back in. Lost by 1, had him on his back. Referee even raised up the pin twice looking for confirmation, but we can't leave it up to the refs. We need to go out and pin him again. And we lost by 1. That's how it went, but he wrestled hard and had a good attitude about it.
We had other guys that were winning matches. We'll go with Roy Nash. He beat looked like a pretty tough guy from India in the start, but then was beaten it by Kazakhstan in a pretty wide open bout in his second round.
Yeah, Roy had a great attitude coming in out of camp, warmed up real good today. Roy was even down, I believe, at the end of the first period, but once he got on top, just started scoring. Roy does a real nice job with his underhook and his 2-on-1s, but so he took it to that Indian kid. It was a hard-fought match, but in the last minute, I think he scored 2 turns and off his gut wrench, which looked real good. He's tough on top. Second match against Kazakhstan, the kid, once he got on bottom, Kazakhstan just had a nice gut wrench and turned him twice. It was a real good match. End of first period, it was 5-3. Roy was right in it, threw him for 3 at the last seconds of the first period. Was right in it, needed to set the pace in the second period, and Kazakhstan kid had the same plan. So Roy got knocked out, but Roy came off the mat, good attitude, and just said, hey, I got some stuff I got to learn and work on back home.
Now Kyle Nordstrom, again, he had an opening victory as well, beat the Greek, and then ended up that he was defeated in his second match by a guy from Kazakhstan.
Yeah, there's Kazakhstan again. He came out, right off the bat, he scored 2 threes. What was impressive about him, he scored his first 3, reverse gut, real nice lift, hop back over, real nice lift again, but got caught on his back, and you could just kind of see the look on his face. He said, I'm going to hit this a 3rd time. And he fought off his back, through adversity, came back and didn't pin his kid, got his second 3 to win that match. In the next match, Kazakhstan kid just did a real good job of keeping Kyle off balance. He was tough. He just hand fought real good and moved well on his feet. Kyle fought as hard as he could, and just getting used to that world level competition still.
Now we'll go with Geraldo of New Jersey. Anthony started out pretty strong, was leading against this guy from Mexico, but in the second period, the Mexican kid was able to turn him and end that match, and that was his only bout for the day.
Anthony learned, some today. He even came up to me and said, "Hey, the kid from Mexico set a better pace in the second period." We kind of thought, "Hey, if that kid went so hard in the first period, if we can hang in there, we got him." And the kid from Mexico set the pace in the second one. So we just have something to learn about setting that pace. We got a lot, 4 of our guys I think are first-year cadets, and so it's a young team, and Anthony just needs to learn to set the pace in the second, but he will.
So the other guy that wrestled we had was Devin Barr, and he ran into a pretty tough starting guy, and that was his only shot. He lost his first match. Had him up against Iran. Yeah, he opened with a tough Iran.
He opened with a real tough one. Iran ended up losing his second one, a real tight match by 1. I think off of passivity calls. So Devin ran into a kind of a buzzsaw right off the bat, and I think being Devin's first time overseas at all, he was a little bit deer in the headlights. But Devin trained real hard. Devin ran every day. He kept his weight in control, and Devin will be back at this level. He knows he needs to go on a few more tours and just get used to the way calls are made overseas and the way the match flows overseas, and Devin will be back.
So obviously no medals today, but the U.S. kids fought well. We feel like that there were some lessons from today that can help the kids tomorrow.
Yeah, we got some wins. I think our kids, being a young team, have something they're going to look for tomorrow. They know what they're going to be watching tomorrow, and all of them seem to have an inner drive to come back. Maybe if it's not as a cadet, as a junior, and use this experience to learn from. So we're not at a loss, and the kids are going to keep moving forward.
Outstanding. Thanks, Coach.